Good morning and welcome to House of Joy, where the joy of the Lord is always our strength. And boy, we've needed some strength this week. You know, I was reading in John in chapter 12, verse 20, and there was something that really struck me. It said, "And now there were certain Greeks among those who came up to worship at the feast. Then they came to Philip, who was from Bethsaida of Galilee, and asked him, saying, 'Sir, we wish to see Jesus.'" You know, we don't come to church to watch a worship leader worship. It's not a show. And we don't come to watch a preacher demonstrate his passion for God in front of everybody. That's not what we're there for. We come just like these Greeks, just like they did. They went to Philip. He was the one who'd been with Jesus, who knew Jesus. He was a disciple, but they didn't want to hear what the preacher had to say. They wanted to go right to Jesus. Sir, we want to see Jesus. When you come to church, it's not to come see a preacher preach or a worshiper worship. It's to enter in so that you can connect with him yourself. Sirs, we want to see Jesus. Right. That's what we want. We want to come and see Jesus. And you know, this week has been just really a tough week for us. And I know that Pastor Larry's going to touch on that quite a bit. But there was a passage of scripture that comforted me this week in everything that happened with Charlie Kirk. And it's amazing to see how revival is breaking out not only across the nation, but around the world. People are standing up. People are gaining a new boldness for Jesus. People are giving their lives to Christ that never even considered it before, because the stark difference between good and evil has become apparent. And this passage of scripture really helped me. It said, and it's in Philippians chapter 1, verse 12, it says, "But I want you to know, brethren, that the things which happened to me have actually turned out for the furtherance of the gospel." The things which happened this week were terrible, but actually they've turned out for the furtherance of the gospel. Yeah. Jesus is Lord, and his church will not be silenced. As a matter of fact, his church is rising up to roar in this hour.
Right. And you know, this morning I'm going to be sharing a word, just like you said. I'm going to be talking about this, and not concentrating so much upon the gore of what we saw this past week, which was simply reprehensible. But I'm going to be talking about, we like to bring the sunshine, but into each life a little rain must fall. And it says in the scripture, well, let me read what it says to you. In Matthew chapter 6, I'm reading from an old amplified version here. And it says, "You have heard it said that you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, to show that you are the children of your Father who is in heaven, for he makes his sun rise on the wicked and on the good, and he makes the rain fall upon the right and the wrongdoers." So we need to understand that even in the midst of this terrible thing, that God is going to do something great. He's going to do something greater, you know.
He already is.
Don't cry for Charlie, because Charlie is with the Father, and Charlie is in an amazing situation. You know, it reminds me of when Jesus was going to his cross. The women along the way, along the Via Dolorosa, were saying, you know, they were weeping about him, and he said, "Don't weep for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children." And I believe that's where we ought to be right now. We need to be going before the Lord, and we just need to be weeping and crying out to God for a move across this nation. That, you know, what we saw the other day was not just one guy with a gun. What we saw was the mindset of a twisted satanic movement that's not just in this country, it's across the earth. It's horrible. And some of the things that were being said on social media regarding this man were nothing short of just straight from hell. And it's the only way it can be described. Demonic. And so what we need to understand in this hour is that we like to preach the sunshine, but the truth is the rain comes along with it. And sometimes we've got to preach the rain too. So that'll be this morning at 10 o'clock here at House of Joy, 1510 Lindbergh Drive, the I-10 service road right here in Slidell. If you'd like to support our work here at House of Joy, you can go to our PayPal link. It's a nonprofit PayPal. tax-deductible gifts. You go there, it's paypal.me/Joy Fellowship Church, paypal.me/Joy Fellowship Church, and whatever you choose to do there is also greatly appreciated by our church. We thank you so much.
And remember, rain causes growth.
That's right. That's right. Rain causes growth. So we are going to have a great day here at House of Joy Church. We invite you to join us, and if not, certainly be looking out on social media for posts and content like this. Hey, we thank you for being with us. God bless you. Have an amazing God-filled day.
We
Take care.
love you.